The Holdovers is a movie that I heard a lot of great things about going into it. I wasn't really sure how to react to this movie. And going into it, I expected great things, but I was hearing some odd things about it, which is that this movie was this delightful Christmas movie. And and that and that this movie was a delightful Christmas movie, right? But some of the actors weren't understanding that reaction to the movie. And after seeing the movie, I get it, but this is a fucking delightful Christmas movie. And the reason for that is the first little long bit of this movie. It's kind of mean spirited. It's kind of hateful a little bit. But what you really have in this movie is a really beautiful story of you got this educator who's really past his time. He's alone, he's isolated, he clearly has fears and insecurity that are holding him back from achieving the things that he wants to achieve. Um, and and then he's stuck with this dude or this kid at a boarding school for Christmas, and through this time they get to bond and learn about each other, and it creates something that's heartwarming, while yes a little mean spirited, but in the best way of where life is mean spirited sometimes, life is shit sometimes, and so these characters may not have the happy endings you want for them, but you're invested in their story and you don't really care because you know in the end that's life. And I think that's the one beautiful thing about this movie. And it does have that heartwarming vibe and joyous feeling to it that you want in a Christmas movie. And so I really got engaged with this movie. There was a lot of great humor. The theater was laughing actually quite a bit through it, but also crying at certain points. And that was how you knew this movie was really doing the trick and really well done. And I think if you have not seen this movie and you want a joyful movie to watch during Christmas time, you should watch this movie, because at the end of the day we don't get a lot of joyful Christmas movies. A lot of Christmas movies now, like Violent Night and shit, I enjoy that shit, but it's mean. It's and that, you know, that movie's not as mean spirited as um as maybe it comes across, but it's still like it's still a little mean, you know. It's not actually joyful. Well, this movie is. Like by the end of this movie you're crying, but you're crying for a good reason. You're crying because it made you feel good, and tugged on the heartstrings, right? And so it just really worked for that. I also really appreciate that this movie had this very filmic look to it, that was really beautiful and actually was well shot. And they try to make this movie look as much like it was made on film, and it really is so well done. And even that old fashioned rated R logo at the beginning, I don't know. It's kind of sucks that this movie's rated R, because there are some movies sometimes where I watch them and my family does not like rated R movies. But there are kind of movies where I'm like, I want to take the whole family. And then you're like, oh yeah, you can't. But I might still try and take my mom. I think she'd really enjoy this movie. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.